everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is my December haul. It is not as small as I had originally planned, but it's not as big as last month, so that's a bonus, I guess. There was quite a few pre-orders, and then there was Boxing Day sales and just some pretty good deals online, so I have a mixture, as always, of new and secondhand. So I'm just going to jump straight in and start with the pre-orders that I got in December. First up, I have Komi Can't Communicate, volume 22. I am quite behind reading this series, so that's something I'm definitely going to look into reading very soon, early this year. I think I have planned my TBR for the next couple of months, so maybe March I will try and catch up with Komi. Also not super keen on this cover. It's probably one of my least favourites. Next up we have Imakoi volume 4. I haven't read this one yet either. Actually, don't know if I've read any of my pre-orders yet because I was so ill in December that I kind of fell behind with my reading. So that is also on the agenda for January. But yes, Imakoi volume 4, love this series, it's really cute. I've heard a few people are saying they're getting a little bit bored with it, but I quite like something easy and sweet to read, even if it is a little bit repetitive. I feel like they communicate really well, and that's just so rare in shoujo manga. Next up I have Rainbow Days. This is another new release shoujo series. I don't really know much about it, but this and the next two pre-orders actually were all influenced by KK-chan is a girl, so thank you. I trust her judgment completely, and I'm looking forward to starting this. I know she's read the series, I think, online, but it's picking them up as they release as well. So I had to join in, obviously. I also picked up In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, volume 1, and I know volume 2 is out really soon. Maybe already out in America. I think it's the end of January in the UK it's coming out. This is the same mangaka as Daytime Shooting Star and Tsubaki-cho Lonely Planet, which I have read all of Daytime Shooting Star and the first volume of Tsubaki-cho Lonely Planet. Volume 2 for that should be coming soon as well, I think. So again, I haven't read this yet, but so much good feedback online and just really looking forward to getting into it. Love this mangaka's art style and storytelling, so that's gonna be one of the earlier ones that I read this month. And another pre-order that I mentioned, I think in my last video, that I was getting a Yakuza Fiancé. This one is by the same mangaka as Haru's Curse, which I read last month. It's just here, so I'll show you. Or the month before. It's got a really unique art style, and you kind of, I really enjoyed it, so excited to continue with this, and I have pre-ordered the next few volumes as well because, again, I've heard nothing but good things about the series. And it's not, I don't think, classed as like a romance, or romance isn't the main element of this story, which again interests me because I do like to read other things other than just romance. Next pre-order, there are a few more. I picked up Mint Chocolate volume 6. This series I know a lot of people are very like unsure about because of the step-sibling relationship, but I have really enjoyed the read so far and will continue with it probably until the end, unless it gets like drastically quite bad. I like the dynamic between them, and they aren't actually related, and they liked each other before they ended up living together, so it's kind of, it's maybe a bit controversial, but I do quite like that one. So yes, we'll continue that. Next pre-order, I have Apothecary Diaries volume 7. So I haven't read through this volume yet, but I did catch up with volumes 4 to 6 in December, and I love it so much. I'm tempted to wait a little bit longer to read this because I know volume 8, I don't think it's out until March, and it's so easily bingeable that I'll be like, I'll want to read more than just this. So yeah. Next up I have Witch Hat Atelier Volume 10. So I am also behind on this series. I was meant to catch up with the last few volumes in December, but again, because I was so unwell, I didn't get to Witch Hat Atelier. There was only 2 series I didn't get off my TBR, and this was one of them, so that has been moved to January. Really love this series, love the vibe, love the artwork, can't praise it enough. I hope it just continues that same feeling all the way through. I haven't heard really anybody say anything bad about it, so happy to have picked it up and just love it, really love it. And oh, there's a few more. This one arrived, I think, on the very last day of December, and that is Kowloon Volume 2. So it is still in the plastic. I desperately want to read this so soon. I just haven't got time to read all these books that I keep buying, but I'm so excited to read this because I loved Volume 1. Currently reading through the last few volumes of After the Rain, which is by the same mangaka. I picked those up last month or maybe the month before and have decided to reread them, so once I get those done I will get onto all of these pre-orders. But I'm very excited for this one. Similar kind of art style but totally different story to After the Rain. And my last pre-order, yay, for December, and much anticipated, can I say, Fruits Basket Another Volume 4. Oh my goodness, it must have been years I've waited for this volume to complete the Fruits Basket Another set. I'll have to reread the first 3 volumes in this series because I honestly can't really remember that much about it because it was so long ago that I picked them up and read them. I'm so pleased they did finish printing this because it kind of seemed like they weren't going to do that, and it's quite a thick volume as well. So I'm really excited to have this, have my Fruits Basket set complete, got a little shrine shelf going on. If I could fit anything else on there I would, but I don't know if it's possible. So yeah, anyway, very, very happy to finally have Fruits Basket Another Volume 4. Okay, so I think next I will show you all the secondhand books that I picked up this month, and if I can remember I will let you know where I got them from and how much I paid roughly. So I think I'll start with this one. I did share this on Instagram because it was such a good deal that I couldn't believe it. I picked up Deco Boko Sugar Days, probably just butchered that, and this was secondhand on Vinted for £2, and it is absolutely immaculate. Like, you wouldn't think it had been read. The sticker on the back from Forbidden Planet says $13.99, so I am so excited, and it is a very thick volume. So £2, couldn't believe it, free postage. So excited to get such a good deal, and I want to pick up more BL series. I mentioned that a few times, so definitely if they're going to be at such a good price. I also picked up 2 volumes of an older shoujo series that I was recently toying with the idea of getting rid of, but have decided against it. There is only a few volumes I'm missing from the series, so I've decided to collect the rest of it and give it a reread because it has had quite a bit of praise from people who've just discovered it recently or rediscovered it. So I want to give it another go, and that series is Ottoman. So I picked up volume 13 and 14. So I got both of these on World of Books. I very, very rarely shop on there because I don't often find the prices are that much cheaper, or maybe I just don't ever shop at the right time, but I never find the deals that some other people seem to find. But I do check every now and again, and because I was looking for specific volumes of the series, I checked every website I could think of, and Wilder Books had them. I think they were about £3.50 each, so pretty good price. They both said they were very good condition, and apart from a few little scuffs on the spines and things, they actually are in really good condition. Obvious yellowing from age, but I don't really mind that. So I was actually quite happy with them. The reason I very rarely do shop on World of Books is because you only get a stock photo of the book. It doesn't guarantee that it's, first of all, printed in English, even if it says it is, and you can't physically see any scuffs, damage, anything like that. That's why I really like shopping on Vinted and Depop and eBay even, because you can request for more photos, you can see photos, you can zoom in, you can see damage, marks, everything basically, and I like that a lot better. I know what I'm getting then, whereas this is always a little bit risky, but I was very lucky because I know a few people have had some horrendously bad damaged copies from World of Books that have said, you know, like in very good condition, and to me they wouldn't even be classed as like satisfactory condition. So I have picked up the other missing volumes I have for this series, but I bought them all new, I think from Blackwell's. I couldn't find them secondhand for a reasonable enough price. If something's secondhand and it's about the same price as a new volume, I'm obviously going to pick new over secondhand. So hopefully they will come soon. I have quite a few orders in with Blackwell's at the minute, and I know there's been the postal strike, so there has been delays, but they're delayed even just releasing the packages. So hopefully I have quite a few parcels coming in the next week or so. And next up, this is another one inspired by KK-chan as a girl. Sorry, I'm gonna mention you loads in this video probably. And that is Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. I don't know too much about it, but I know there is an anime, it is very well liked. I think there's quite a few volumes. Correct me, I don't really know, maybe like 12 or 14. I don't even know if it's ongoing, but it looked like something I would like to try, and I think it's kind of a comedy series. Again, I've gone in quite blind, but because KK recommended it, I have to give it a go. So excited to have picked this one up too. Again, I got this secondhand on a Facebook marketplace. There was a huge listing with just random singles, and I noticed this, so I think it was £3. And with that, I also picked up from the same Facebook marketplace listing Stepping on Roses Volume 1. Again, I don't really know a lot about this other than it is a shoujo beat title. It is an older title, 2010, so that's now 13 years ago. I don't know how easy it is going to be for me to pick up the rest of this series, but it was £3 for the volume, so I'm happy to just read volume 1, see what I think, and if I really like it, I will look for the rest, but I'm not going to be in any hurry to get into this just now. Next up off the secondhand pile, I have Requiem of the Rose King Volume 1. I have heard recently that this series is getting a reprint because the early volumes just don't seem to be out there. When I started looking for this series, I found Volume 1 on Amazon for £90 selling secondhand, and then I found this on Vinted for, I think it was about £5. So I thought, well, I want to get it just in case it isn't reprinted, but I think it has just been announced that the whole series is getting a reprint, so that's great. It means I can find the rest of the volumes easy enough, and I haven't overpaid for this volume as well, so I can get started and hopefully, you know, see how I feel about it before the reprints come out. And just a few more. I picked these up separately, but I knew I wanted to collect the series because there's been so many people talking about it, and that is volumes 1 and 2 of Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard, which is a BL series. I think it's still ongoing. As far as I know, there's about 11 volumes out in Japanese. I think there's only about 5 being released in English. I see a lot of people on Instagram talking about this, and I just really wanted to give it a go. The reason I haven't picked it up until now though is because these volumes, I don't know if you can see how skinny they are. They are $10.99 a series. That was when this came out. I'm pretty sure these have gone up to about $12 or $13.99 per volume, which is just, I just can't justify paying that much for such a skinny, well, like 2 volumes together equal almost a regular manga volume. I mean, the quality seems really nice, but to me it's not really worth the extra, like double the price. So I did pick these up secondhand. I got volume 1 on Depop, I think, for about £4, and I got volume 2 was another one I picked up in World of Books, just as a trial really to see what the quality was like. And this is, again, has come in really good condition, but I will say, because it is such good quality, I don't think it would damage as easily as a normal volume of manga. It's got like quite a thick gloss cover, which is really nice. So I'm excited to give this one a try. And the release seems to be pretty slow on these, so I'm sure I'll be able to catch up quite soon as long as I can find them for a reasonable price. And next I picked up this one. As far as I know, it's a little bit of a smut, or very much so a smut series. I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Volume 1. Again, I saw a few people talking about it on Instagram, on YouTube, and thought I might be interested in giving it a go. When I looked for it online, it was sold out everywhere, and volume 1s were selling again for crazy price, like £50 a volume. Well, they were listed for £50. I hope nobody was paying that. So I was like, oh, I'll just leave it. And then one day I was just scrolling through Vinted, as I do, and found it for £4. So £4, got volume 1. And I am looking forward to giving this a go. And I have ordered volume 2 because it's getting a reprint already. So it's like a pre-order. I have that coming, I think, next month. So interested to try that one out as well. I also picked up Wake Up Sleeping Beauty Volume 1. I know that a few people I've spoken to really enjoyed this, a few people weren't so sure. I did see a listing for the full series. I'm glad I've only picked up the first volume, because if I'm not going to enjoy it, I don't really want to have bought the full series, so I'm going to give it a go. I know Nana's Dreams really enjoyed the series. She is still active on Instagram and trying her very best to get her YouTube channel back up and running, so if you want to try and help that cause, get over to Instagram or go on Twitter and share, see what you can do to help get her channel back, because that's where I discovered this along with many other series. Okay. I just want to mention as well that I got a new camera, so I'm not actually using my phone for this, as you can probably tell, because I don't really know how to use it yet. I will try and figure it out, and hopefully the video is like decent quality, and I promise I'll practice and try and get better at filming these videos. Okay, so the last secondhand stack is a bundle I got on eBay, all one series. So I've mentioned this series a few times, and this seller didn't have every single volume in the series. They were missing one, but it was a volume that I'd already picked up. So I have got duplicates of quite a lot of the series, but it was worth me buying this bundle for the, I think I was missing 4 volumes, for the 4 volumes I was missing, because 2 of them were so hard to find, and they were selling for about £70 each. I got the full bundle, so I got 15 volumes for £50, which I didn't think was too bad, because I will sell them on for around £4 each, £3.50, it just depends, you know, if anyone's interested. So I picked up the missing volumes that I needed for Demon Prince of Momochi House. So I mentioned last time that I picked a few volumes up, and then I was kind of regretting it because I couldn't find a few of the earlier volumes, and that is volume 4 and volume 5. These 2 volumes are really hard to find. and listed separately on various different websites. You can pay £50 plus per volume, which I was just not willing to do. And yes, I realised there may be a reprint at some point, but there also may not. So I wanted to get them. I was also missing a few other volumes, but I picked those up in another bundle as well. So I have got duplicates of most of the series now, but I also picked up volume 8, volume 9, volume 10, volume 12, volume 13, volume 14, and volume 15. And because I had already picked up some other of these volumes secondhand previously, I swapped out the best condition and I'm selling the rest as a bundle online, and very reasonably priced, can I just say as well. So super excited to get those, and if I can sell the rest of the duplicate volumes, it'll mean that I've paid like £4 to £5 per volume, including the really hard to find ones, which is the best way to pick it up. So yeah, really pleased to have found those. Okay, next up, a few little hauls. So first of all, I went to Travelling Man a few times in December, but I'll just put the whole haul together. First time I went, I bought 3 volumes on their 3 for 2 deal they have, which is on Viz and Sublime volumes. So I picked up Blue Morning volume 5. I am only missing a few volumes in this series now. It is a BL. I also picked up Queen's Quality volume 9, which is one of the ones I'm missing. So I think the only volume I am missing early on in the series is volume 7. And then I'll have a run up to about 12. So this I am starting at the end of January, beginning of February, as long as I stick to my TBR. And I also picked up The King's Beast volume 8. This series I haven't started yet, and I know I should because I've read all of the other Ray Toma series. I was a little bit put off after reading The Water Dragon's Bride earlier last year because it just wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, and I think I have that expectation for this. So I know everyone who's read it seems to be really enjoying it, especially as it goes on. They seem to be saying that it's getting better, so I will definitely get to it at some point early on in this year. So that, and then I went back. So in Travelling Man, the day after Boxing Day, or a few days after Boxing Day, they had a deal on, a sale, where it was 10% off on anything excluding the 3 for 2 deals. But if in store, if you had a Travelling Man points card, it was 20% off. So obviously I have a points card. And I picked up a few volumes that are never included in any 3 for 2 deals because they don't include anything other than Viz Media and Sublime as far as I know. So I picked up Go With the Clouds, North by Northwest, volumes 2 and 3. These were, the volume 1 was a complete cover buy, I'm not gonna lie, like the artwork just totally sold it for me. I don't really know that much about the story, but I have just finished reading Ran and the Grey World, which is by the same mangaka. The art style is out of this world, I have to say, and I really actually did enjoy reading that series. So this is, again, I can't say for January for definite because my list is very long, but this is definitely something I want to read soon. And I only have 3, I think there are 5 out in English so far, and I think by the sounds of it there's only about 1 release a year, or there's a huge gap between releases, so I know I'll be able to catch up quite quickly before any future volumes come out, because I don't know how long the series is running for. But those are, I don't know if there's a price. Oh, $11.99 each, so 20% off. I was quite happy with that price. I was also stood in the shop on Amazon and Blackwell's and any other websites to see if I could find them cheaper elsewhere, because I wouldn't have picked them up if I could still get them cheaper elsewhere. So I also picked up volumes 3 and 4. So volume 3 and 4 of Living Room Matsunaga-san. And this is, I think, is it a shoujo? I think it's a shoujo. I don't know if it's a josei. I'm sorry, I'm not sure, but this is another series that I'm hoping to read soon. I know there's 11 volumes. I might just keep picking them up a couple at a time and see if I can get them all and read it all together. But if not, I might start that if I've just got a little gap in between reads. I then left Travelling Man and went shopping elsewhere, and then I decided to go back because I had seen this one volume that I wanted to pick up, but I didn't want to buy any more on that day. So I thought I'll just pay for the one volume as it is. And that is Kami-sama Kiss volume 15. Now that's totally random because I only have volume 1, but if anyone knows about Kami-sama Kiss, it is that basically if you see a volume you don't have, you need to buy it straight away because it will go out of stock. And as far as I know, this volume is now out of stock. This is a reprint and is now out of stock again. So really pleased that I decided to go back for this. There is a tiny little bit of damage on the back. Like, it's not noticeable unless you touch it, like there's a little dint. So I actually managed to get 20% off this just for the damage, which made it even sweeter that I went back for this. So I have since ordered a few volumes of this series because there have been a lot of reprints coming and going, and I just don't want to miss out. I know I've missed out on volume 2's reprint. I know that's out of stock again, and I don't want that to happen with the other volumes because it's one of those series that I definitely want to read soon. So again, I'm going to try and just pick up a couple of those as and when I see them, and hopefully not spend a fortune. And my last little stack, just a few random series. So when I went to Travelling Man, I went into Forbidden Planet, which is just up the street, and they had Banana Fish. They had 1, 2, I think they had maybe up to 5. And I did pick up 1, 2 and 3, but decided just to get 1 and 2 because I haven't read this series and I'm just going off recommendations. So I thought I probably will, you know, make the commitment at some point. But 1 and 2 is a good place to start, and they were on the 3 for 2, so yes, I could have got volume 3, but instead I picked up volume 17 of Dragon Ball Super, which has just come out in the last few weeks as far as I'm aware. I like to pick these up as soon as they come out as well. Again, I am not totally up to date with Dragon Ball Super, but I love Dragon Ball and I will be binging these. I think I have a buddy read planned for Dragon Ball with a friend on Instagram that I'm really excited about, so I know he would be annoyed if I didn't pick this up. Next I have 2 volumes of Skip and Loafer, volume 5 and volume 6. I ordered volume 5 well over a month ago with the gift card I won from DB Otaku. I picked up a few of the volumes from Forbidden Planet, but for some reason this just kind of sat pending on my account, so I guess they ran out of stock. So I have read the first 4 volumes of the series now and then had to wait for 5, and 6 was released kind of around the same time, so they came pretty close together. So I haven't read these 2 yet, but I have just read 1 to 4 and really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to getting into those soon as well. And I love the Christmas cover. It came like just before Christmas, so I thought that was very appropriate. I also picked up the rest of the volumes I was missing from this series. I am still waiting on 1 to come, but it is on its way, and that is My Little Monster. I picked up volume 8, volume 9, volume 11, and volume 12. So volume 13 is the only one I'm now missing, but it is on the way. It's just taken a lot longer to be dispatched than the other volumes for some reason. This series I've predominantly picked up secondhand. I did have volumes 1 to 4 when I was a teenager and I must have needed money for something and sold them, and I haven't read past that point, but decided earlier last year that I wanted to collect them again and read them again, and my goal was to finish collecting the series before the end of the year. And also KK-chan as a girl has picked up this whole series in the last month, so I thought there's a potential buddy read as well, and I might as well complete my resolution to pick up the rest of this series by the end of the year. So that is what I have done, and hopefully volume 13 will be here in a few days. The post still hasn't gone back to normal from before Christmas, as far as I'm aware. And my last new pickup, this one is totally random, and I don't really know that much about it other than I think it is a much older series that has had a reprint into omnibus editions, and that is Yokohama Kaidishi Kiku. Sorry if I've said that so wrong, but again, this is a complete cover buy. I really like the art style. I don't know much about this, but I got a really good deal on Amazon and thought I would give it a try. But total cover buy. It is really nice. So that is everything that I bought myself in December. I did get 2 volumes of manga for Christmas as gifts, so I thought I would include those as well. I got Beyond the Promised Neverland, which I hadn't seen in store, so I was really excited to get this because I read The Promised Neverland last year and loved it, so that was really exciting. And I also got The Girl from the Other Side, the deluxe edition, volume 1. I did look at picking up the singles, but this clearly is a much nicer edition to get. So I'm really pleased that I got this for Christmas, and we'll look up volume 2 very soon. And that is everything for December, technically. I do have another haul from December which is a little bit different, so I'm going to do that in another video. Hopefully in the next week or so I'll be able to film and release that. But total here, I think 45 volumes I bought and 2 I was gifted. So, I mean, it's half of last month, which is better, but it's still really bad. My resolutions for 2023 have to be to buy less and read more. I've got apps for tracking my reading, I have TBRs, I have buddy reads planned, so hopefully I will get through a big chunk of my collection. I have some series I'm ready to unhaul, so if you're interested in knowing about any of those, you can contact me on Instagram, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate everyone who watches, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!